Ever dive into Azure DevOps permissions and felt lost in the complexity? Don't worry, I've got your back. Today we are simplifying the puzzle of permissions and you will be amazed at what I'm about to show you. Get ready because I'm about to make it simple. Let's get started. Welcome to the DevOps Runner channel. I'm Lionel, your MVP and MCT, ready to guide you through managing users and group permissions in Azure DevOps. Today, we'll explore how you can control these permissions at the organization, project, and even repository levels. Let's start with a brief overview of how permission works in Azure DevOps. On the screen, you can see users and groups assigned to security groups, which are essentially pre-configured roles by Azure or yourself. These roles exist at different levels, such as project level, where we have three main roles: readers, contributors, and project admins. Additionally, there are specific roles available. You can find more details in the link provided in the video description. Roles also exist at the organization level, allowing you to configure users as organization administrators. We'll dive into that in a moment. As shown in the diagram, these roles can be associated with users at various levels: organization, project, repository, or even pipeline folders. And yes, you can go as far as assigning roles at the branch level of a repository or a pipeline folder. A best practice I highly recommend is to plan your permission management strategy beforehand and assign roles to users based on their specific needs for security reasons. You can also manage this aspect as code for optimal control and efficiency. So when it comes to assigning roles at the organization level, we are heading straight into the organization settings menu. Within the permissions section, we can see various predefined groups. I will include the relevant documentation links in the video description, but we can already have a description of each group on the screen. For instance, through this menu, you can configure your organization's administrators by assigning them the role of project collection administrator. This will grant them full administrative control over the entire platform. If you are looking to assign permissions at the project level, head over to one of your projects in the settings menu, then navigate to permissions. Here you will encounter different roles. The most common ones are readers, who can access the project and read almost everything within it, including tickets and repos. Contributors, who have the ability to modify code in repositories and possess more permissions than readers. And project administrators, who have access to almost everything within the project. So it's a good practice to start by assigning the reader role to your users first, then grant them the contributor role, not at the project level, but at the repository, branch, or even pipeline folder level, as we will see shortly. Lastly, another important point, you have the flexibility to create your own custom roles. Once your security group is created, you can specify its permissions for each of the following settings you can see on the screen. As I mentioned earlier, we have the flexibility to assign security groups at the repository or even branch level. To assign a security group to a user on a repository, head to the project settings and navigate to repositories. Then, on the repository you are interested in, go to the security menu and manually add your user or group, specifying their permissions. Similarly, to configure permissions at the branch level of your repository, simply click on the branch you are interested in and add your user in the security menu. It's as simple as that. So imagine this scenario. A user is designated as a reader at the project level, but a contributor at the repository level. In this case, they will have the ability to modify code within the repository. See, managing permissions in Azure DevOps can be straightforward and flexible. When it comes to managing permissions for pipelines, a handy tip is to organize your pipelines into folders within the Pipelines menu. By navigating to the settings of our folders and accessing the Manage Securities menu, we can easily add permissions for our users and groups in the same manner. Alright, that's a wrap for today. We have scratched the surface of how permissions work on Azure DevOps. In a nutshell, it's all about creating or utilizing security groups with permissions that we assign to our users or teams. Then comes the fun part, deciding where these permissions apply, organization-wide, at the project level, repository level, or even down to the pipeline folder. Feel free to drop any questions or comments below, and if you enjoyed this content, hitting that subscribe button would mean the world to me. Let's build a vibrant learning community together. Thanks again, take care, and I see you soon. Hey, thank you so much for dropping by my channel today. Here are some other videos that might interest you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be informed of the weekly updates. Let's keep growing a fantastic learning community together. My goal is to assist as many people as possible on their cloud and DevOps learning journey. That's it, take care and see you next time.